Hey YouTubers! Well, today is Saturday and it's the 31st of January already, and tomorrow is the first day of February. Boy, this month just flew by. Happy New Year! Well, I work on Saturdays 7 to 4 and I get my lunch break around noon, and so I decided to go out and grab some lunch. So on my way back to the office, I usually eat my lunch on Saturdays out by this park, but there was no place to park, so I kind of drove up a little further, and there's this like neighborhood, really nice neighborhood with really beautiful houses. And so I just parked out in front of somebody's house on the street, and I didn't even start eating yet. Had my windows rolled down, I was listening to music, and I was drinking my iced tea, and I see this guy on a bicycle coming towards me, and all of a sudden, I don't know what he did, but I was watching him, and all of a sudden he just like eats it. He like falls, crashes, and he's hurt really bad because what I don't understand is cyclists. I'm not a cyclist, but I understand why they do this. They have their shoes belted into the pedals, and I understand that so you don't lose it or slip or whatever. But what I saw today is a main reason why I would never frickin' do that. He couldn't get his feet off of the pedals to save himself, so he frickin' ate it. And ate it he did. So I run out of my car to go help him because he's like in the middle of like a little tiny intersection in this neighborhood. So I go run over to him. Oh my God, do you need any help? And he's like, and he's bleeding. He's got road rash all over his arms and his knees. And he had a helmet on, thank God, but his head never hit the ground. It's just, he basically fell on his arms and then his one knee, and it was pretty bad. He was bleeding real good. So I said, hold on, and I was like trying to pick him up. I was unbelting unfastening his shoes from the pedals, and I got him off of the pedals, and then I was trying to move the bike, and he was like really slow getting up, and I brought the bike over to the side of the street, and he got up and he's like limping, and I said, I have water and I have a first aid kit. He goes, you have any kind of antiseptic? And I'm like, yeah. I said, do you want me to pour water on it? He's like, no, just what do you have in your box? So I opened the first aid kit, and I'm helping him clean his knee and his elbow, and his hand, on the other hand, it was kind of had abrasions and stuff. It was awful. So I said, do you want me to call an ambulance or anything? He's like, no, I'm fine. And I said, well, do you live around here? He says, yes, I actually live right around the block. I'm like, cool. Guy in his, I don't know, mid-40s, my age. Good looking. And I'm trying to be appropriate because of course he's hurt, and I don't want to kind of like, come on to somebody that's hurt. That's like wrong. So I said, I could drive you to your house. And so he took off one of the wheels of the bike, and it actually fit in the back of my car. I put my back seats down, and I've got a little hatchback, so it fit. And I took him to his house, and beautiful, like gorgeous, expensive $1 million home. And I help him in. I've got the bike is really light. I've got the bike in one hand and the other wheel in the other hand, and it wasn't heavy at all. And he's limping up, and he opens the door and he goes in. He goes, come on in. So I go in, and I leave the bike right there in the front hall, and there's this big staircase leading up to the upstairs, and there's this giant chandelier in the middle of this entryway. It's beautiful. There's like 3 Mercedes in the driveway. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And I'm thinking, wow. And he goes, here's a piece of paper and a pen. Will you write down your information for me? Because I would like to, take you out for dinner or something, for thanking you for doing this. I'm like, oh, no, that's not necessary. Oh, no, yes, it is. And all of a sudden I hear a woman's voice from upstairs, Jerry, is that you? And he's like, yeah, it's me. And I see this older woman come down the stairs. She goes, Jerry, are you okay? What happened? I goes, I fell on the bike. She goes, oh, my poor baby. And he goes, I'm fine, Mom. And she's running down the stairs, and she comes up to him, and she's hugging him and kissing him on his cheeks. And she's like, oh, looking at his arm. She starts kissing. Actually kissing the boo-boos on his arm. And then she kneeled down to kiss his knees and his leg where he was bleeding. And I said, I gotta go. And he's like, did you finish putting down your information? I said, oh yeah, I didn't finish putting my information. I said, I gotta go back to work now. And and she was like, oh honey, oh thank you so much for taking care of my Jerry baby. And I said, you're so welcome. Bye, I hope you feel better, Jerry. Bye. Ugh. When she was kissing him like that and acting like that, the guy had gray hair, okay? When do you stop kissing your kids' boo-boos? When they're still in elementary school? Jesus Christ. So, needless to say, I can't even find a normal guy on the street that's bleeding. Ah, God, I'm telling you. Well, anyways, I thought you'd enjoy that story. I think it's pretty hilarious. No kissing your kids' boo-boos after elementary school. That's just wrong.